Hello everybody, I'm Sarah Waterman. I'm making this video for multiple reasons. Number one, safety and how important it is to have safety on the water, and also to talk about the Na Pali Race this past Sunday, which was August 3rd here on Kauai. Hawaii. Starts from Haiana, ends in Polihali, 17 miles of beautiful Na Pali coastline. It originally started with stand-up paddlers. Now it is open to stand-up paddlers, prone paddlers, OC1, outrigger canoe, one-man, two-man, surf ski. I paddled surf ski, and there's different heats in which you head out on. Surf ski and OC1s were in the back because we are faster. Some of us. So what happened was everyone needs to have a leash. That's a requirement, a safety requirement. Surf ski paddlers, not all, but most, wear a life jacket. It doesn't matter if you're the best of the best or you're just learning. It doesn't matter. You should always wear a life jacket. And or maybe I'm just the one who should be the poster child for it. But basically what happened is everybody leaves the beach and you're out of the gate. It's kind of like cattle. You go out like this, and everybody's together, and then poof, everybody separates, and they all go their own direction. They all pick their own line in which they're paddling on. For me, I was going from point to point. What happened was, probably, I don't know, because I didn't have a watch on me, about 45 minutes or so, maybe a little more, I'm not sure. I hoolied, flipped over a series of times, and on the third time I hoolied, I saw my water bottle go, and what happened was the boat went like this. I hoolied, but it went like this, and then it kept rolling, and my leash, which was attached to my right leg, snapped, came off, and my boat just kept going like this. The wind caught it, the waves caught it, and it kept rolling and rolling and rolling. So what I had to do is I would take my paddle and I'd spear chuck it. I did that a series of times. Swim, 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 chuck, swim, 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 chuck, trying to catch my boat. Well, I didn't catch my boat. And so I was like, all right, what am I going to do? So I separated my paddles, stuck it in my back of my life jacket, like between my back and the life jacket, like a bow and arrow, and swam. Kept swimming, swimming, swimming. And then I was like, I'm definitely not going to catch my boat. And there's no one around me, not a single person. The last person I saw was my friend Mitch, his father, who paddles for Pu'uvai. And so then I unzipped my life jacket, took off my race jersey, put it on my paddle. It was stuck in my back because it's neon color. So anybody could see me, they'd see that. Zip up my life jacket, kept swimming. In the period of time I was swimming, the point that I saw before I hoolied, I was like, okay, that point, it's about 15 minutes away. So at that point, I'm going to eat the rest of my bar. I'm going to drink another sip of water because Alana and Jody, I paddle with at Namolokama, who I paddle outrigger canoe with, they told me take a mouthful of water every 15 minutes, and I switch it around just go do and swallow, because that'll keep you hydrated during a race. Don't overindulge and pound your water, because when you're pounding that water and you don't have any water, you're gonna wish you had that water that you just pounded. So anyway, ow, there you go. That's my life. Anyway, so I was paddling, and so that point that was 15 minutes away was now hours away. It took me a long time to get to that point, and that was before Kalalau, which is the first beach that you'll come to. And so I kept swimming and felt a little sting on me, and I was like, what is that? Well, I don't know if it was a box jelly or what, but it was about this big and white, or like clear-ish white, long tentacles, whatever they're called, tendrils, and stung me, wrapped on my neck, my chin and my kind of Portuguese manowar in my armpit and all of my legs, and it hurt so bad. It felt like I had a bunch of centipedes were having an orgy on my body, and all I could do is like, okay, Sarah, you can do this. It's all mental. Like, just power through it. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. I was singing that too. I was out there singing. I was whistling. I was talking. I was talking to my mom. She passed away almost 9 years ago. And we spread her ashes back on the East Coast. So she's in the water. And before every race, I always say, I swim in the water and I say, Mama, keep me safe, keep me strong. Keep me safe, keep me strong. Keep me safe, keep me strong. And by me, it is myself, but it's also me as in whoever it is I'm paddling with. As I'd rather see something happen to me. I know it sounds weird. I'd rather have something happen to me than someone else because I feel I can handle it. So, swimming along, I see some helicopters, and out of pride, I'm like, oh my God, I hope they don't see me, you know? I'm still swimming. Staying on the same line in which I was paddling on. Still swimming. And then, as I'm swimming along, it gets to a point where I'm just like, okay, Sarah, no one's going to come and get you. You got to take care of yourself. And the one thing I do know is the only person you can count on, sometimes, most of the time, is yourself. Only you can let you down, so I'm not going to let me down when I'm out there. So I kept going, and then I see this other helicopter. I put my blade back together. I wave it back and forth. I have a whistle. I'm blowing my whistle. Like they're going to hear that whistle, but then blowing my whistle. Nothing. I see later on, I passed that point, which was only 15 minutes, which has probably turned into like, I don't know, a couple hours. Because I did the Bear Grylls thing, and I did that 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hours. So I had 4 hours at one point of sunlight left. So I'm like, okay, at some point you're going to have to head to the beach. And by beach, it'd be Kalalau. I'm not going to go to the rocks. I would rather get eaten by something than go to the rocks and get bashed up. So that's just how I think. So kept on swimming, and then I see 2 boats go by after I had passed that spot, my point where I was going to eat my bar. And good thing in my life jacket, and I thank Dean Gardner, I think he's the one that made the life jacket or whatever, has a pouch in the back for water and has a zipper in the front for whatever. I had my gels in a bar and my chapstick because my lips were super burnt from doing the Holokai, the sailing canoe race from Oahu to here. 90 miles. That was like last Saturday, Sunday, can't remember. But so just trying to flag them down, nothing. I see those 2 boats, same thing, flagging them down, blowing my whistle, nothing. And I see 2 catamarans, and I'm like, okay, these guys will see me, they're higher up. Same thing, flying, nothing. So I'm like, all right, take my blade apart. I'm like, you know what, screw this, Sarah, you got this, you can do this. Paddle as hard as I can, super power strength, going. And then I see one more catamaran, and I'm like, they gotta see me, And before, I took my whistle and was blowing it in the water, because back when I was a kid I loved flipper. I was blowing my whistle. It was a high pitch, like dog whistle almost. And I was like, this will call a dolphin, like it worked in the TV, but there's no dolphin. And I asked my mom, I was like, Mama, please send me a dolphin. Just keep me safe. Just send me something. Help me. Please. And so, anyway, there I am again, spear chucking half the paddle up, and I have the shirt on there, my race jersey. Throwing. Swim to it, throw, swim to it. It's going like 10 feet up in the air, come back down. And then they see me. I'm like, oh, thank God. Yes. And I was thinking, oh, out there, a lot happens out there. I'm like, well, if I'm going to go, I've had a great life. Like, I have an awesome life. I mean, I get to do fun things. I've traveled around and done some fun, crazy things, and I'm happy. I'm at peace. I got to see all the people that I love before I went. I got to let them know that I love them. Because I think that's another important part, too. And so I was at peace with it. I wasn't afraid of sharks, because I'm like, honestly, if a shark's gonna come after me, this is all in my head, because everything changes once it really happens. I already imagined what I was going to do with the blade. I was going to take the blade and jab it into its gills, and I was going to grab onto its fin. And I don't know. This is like superhero stuff or something. I don't know. Just, you never know what happens until it happens. But it's good to have somewhat of a plan, I guess. Some people call that a way out. So the boat's coming at me, and I'm like, thank God. Put my blade away and just keep swimming. Pull up alongside me, and I'm like, hey everybody, how's your tour? And they're like, what the hell? I get up on the boat. I ask them, what time is it? And they're like, 5:15. I'm like, oh, are you shitting me? I've been swimming for over 4 hours. And they're like, you've been floating around? I'm like, no, I've been swimming for 4 hours. Wow, do you need water? Do you need this? I'm like, actually, I'm pretty good. I'm okay, thanks. But, you know, had a juice, had a water, had a cookie. And then, first guy I meet, I'm like, thank you so much. I love you guys. I can't even thank you enough. And, like, what's your name? He's like, Mana. I'm like, of course it is. And the guys that picked me up was Blue Dolphin Charters. So my mom sent me a dolphin in the form of a boat. But yeah, so telling a woman about my boat, what it is, how I lost it. And I'm like, it's probably smashed up on the rocks over there. And then it's either John or Michael says, hey, Sarah, is that your boat? I look over and I see Fen, big letters. And it's like, oh, that's my boat. Oh my God, that's my boat. My shoes are still in it. I was so excited. I was jumping up and down on the boat, and people were like, this chick's crazy. Anyway. But when I got on the boat, I told them call Channel 10, let them know that Racer 149 is okay, Sarah Waterman. And then came up to Polahali, and they were going to just drop me and my boat off, and the escort crew came up and like, we can take her from here. And I'm like, no, it's cool. I started this race, I'm going to finish this race, thanks. And continued on. Jumped off, swam in, or paddled in, and I was there to be greeted by Samilton Hamilton, first person I saw. My friend Mike visiting from Montana. And then Dylan, my big brother. And if it wasn't thanks to Steve Cole, Samilton Hamilton, Lynn Emin Hamyoung, and big brother Dylan staying on people and knowing that I was out there and believing in me, I would probably still be out there in all honesty. I'm very grateful for everything, and I'm grateful for the race committee and the association and all that stuff, but I'm here, I'm alive, and I'm just saying that it's very important for people to make sure when you go into a race, it doesn't matter if I was the best paddler, a mediocre paddler, or the worst paddler. Always make sure, check your equipment, check your rudder, check your foot pedals, check everything. Check your leash. Wear a life jacket if you can. You never know. You could be the next person floating around in the water. But I'm glad that it happened to me and not somebody else, because I looked at it as training. I stayed positive the whole time. I didn't get negative. I did have a couple negative thoughts go through my mind, but I wouldn't allow them in my head. So I had to start singing or something, and I had fun. I had a blast. And the food at the end of the event was amazing. And I'm here. And I'm upset that the Na Pali Challenge is canceled due to these beautiful hurricanes that are headed our way. But, so safety is number one. And I'm thankful I'm here. It was an adventure. And it was a fun one. So, love you all. See ya.